Hey everyone, welcome back to today's video. I hope you're all doing well. Today we're diving into an important topic, an update on Donald Trump's approval ratings. I've been using Real Clear Politics to track these numbers, especially since 538 isn't available right now. As of today, Trump's approval rating has dropped by 5 points nationally. This is part of a concerning trend for him. Early in his second term, things looked promising, but now we're starting to see a shift in how voters feel about him. This shift is happening not just on a national level, but also in specific states and congressional districts. It's crucial to understand these changes as we move forward. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on where Trump's approval rating stands compared to his first term. It's important to note that his current approval rating is still higher than it was for most of his first presidency. However, that doesn't mean it's good news for him. His first term was marked by some of the lowest approval ratings in modern political history. In fact, he was the only president to sustain a level of negative approval for such an extended period. After just 2 weeks in office, he never really recovered, and his ratings continued to decline until he left the Oval Office, ending with a disapproval rating of 15 points following the January 6th insurrection. Now, as we navigate the early days of his second term, with less than 100 days gone by, his approval rating is already down 5 points. This downward trend doesn't seem to be reversing anytime soon. A lot of this dissatisfaction stems from how voters are reacting to his decisions regarding the economy, immigration, and foreign policy. Trump had previously enjoyed strong support on economic issues. Throughout the campaign, he consistently outperformed Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in polls asking voters who they trusted more on the economy. Many voters believed that Trump's economic vision would be better for the nation than that of his opponents. That's why he started off with an approval rating that was +6, +12, and +4 nationally on economic issues. However, things have changed. The tariffs that he promised to implement have become a significant point of contention. Trump had vowed to solve economic issues on day one and to prevent taxes on tips, among other promises. But now, it seems that the tariffs are the only major economic decision he's made in his first 100 days, and this has led to a growing level of discontent among voters. Let's take a look at some early polling numbers regarding Trump's handling of the economy. Back in 2021, one of the early signs that led to Joe Biden losing his honeymoon period was the Real Clear Politics average, which showed that Trump was disapproved of in the negative double digits on economic issues. While he may not be disapproved of in every area, it's clear that voters are unhappy with his economic performance. On immigration, however, he still has some support. But when it comes to inflation and his handling of the war in Gaza, the approval ratings are not favorable. It's clear that the economy is where we're seeing the most significant impact on Trump's overall approval rating. This is why his approval rating isn't as low as it could be. It's being buoyed somewhat by his immigration policies. Now, let's talk about why we're discussing Trump's approval rating in such depth. It's because these numbers are indicators of where the nation stands on their president. In about a year and a half, the midterm elections will take place, and these elections are opportunities for voters to express their approval or discontent with the current administration. History tells us that Democrats could be in for a strong midterm election. To put things into perspective, let's start with the House of Representatives. This is the simplest way for Democrats to show their dissatisfaction with Trump's administration. The 2026 House elections are shaping up to be some of the closest we've seen in this century. The Republican majority right now is the narrowest it has been, with just 3 more seats than the 218 needed for control. This means that if Democrats can flip just 3 seats, they could take back the House majority. When we look at the changes in the House of Representatives over the years, we see that far more than 3 seats can change hands in a single election cycle. Let's take a trip down memory lane. In the year 2000, Republicans won 221 seats to the Democrats' 213. This map looks very different from what we see today. But bear with me for a moment. In 2002, because President Bush had a high approval rating and voters were generally satisfied with his administration, especially after the events of 9/11, Republicans gained more than 3 seats. This illustrates how a president's approval rating can significantly impact congressional elections. Fast forward to 2004, and while the map didn't change much, the number of seats did. Democrats needed to pay attention to these shifts because they could mirror what we might see in 2026. Then in 2006, Democrats had a phenomenal year, flipping both the Senate and the House, gaining nearly 40 seats. This was a clear indication of voter dissatisfaction with the Republican administration at the time. In 2008, Democrats expanded their reach even further, capitalizing on President Obama's victory to win seats in states like North Dakota, Iowa, Maine, and Florida. This shows how a strong presidential candidate can help drive down-ballot success for their party. Now, let's bring it back to Trump. His current disapproval rating is around 5 points, which is quite similar to where Obama was in 2010, when Republicans made significant gains. In that election, Republicans flipped 63 seats in the House, capitalizing on Obama's disapproval rating of about 4.8 points. So, what does this mean for Trump and the GOP? If history is any guide, it suggests that Republicans could face significant challenges in the upcoming elections. While Trump still has some support on immigration, that may not be enough to save him if other issues, like the economy and inflation, continue to drag down his approval ratings. As we look ahead, it's essential to keep an eye on these approval ratings and how they interact with voter sentiment. They will play a crucial role in shaping the political landscape as we approach the midterms. Just a couple of months ago, Trump had a positive approval rating, but now it's on a downward trajectory. We need to watch how these numbers evolve, especially as we head into more elections, including the midterms and gubernatorial races in Virginia and New Jersey. These elections will provide a clearer picture of how voters feel about Trump and his administration. This level of discontent for Trump isn't just going to be reflected in approval polls or public protests. It will likely translate into real losses for the GOP, similar to what we saw during his first term. The numbers we're seeing now can help us predict what might happen in the future. As we continue to analyze these trends, it's fascinating to see how voters' priorities shift over time. What issues will drive them to the polls? What will they care about most in the next election? These are questions we need to keep in mind as we move forward. In conclusion, Trump's approval ratings are a critical indicator of his administration's standing with the public. As we approach the midterm elections, these numbers will be essential in understanding the political landscape. The upcoming elections will be a significant opportunity for voters to express their feelings about Trump's presidency, and history suggests that dissatisfaction can lead to substantial changes in Congress. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you found this analysis helpful and engaging. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and check out our social media links at the bottom of the screen. We also have a Discord server, where you can join the conversation. Make sure to check out the video and playlist on my 2024 election analysis as well. Your support means a lot, and I appreciate you all for being here. I'll see you in the next video.